Hello everyone, this is your friend Shinobi Nexus 2.0 and we are back in new fanfic. Naruto's Rage Unleashed. Tsunade saves him from Orochimaru Part 1. If you like this fanfic, don't forget to subscribe my channel. Now let's start the fanfics. Can you trust him, Naruto? Kakashi asked. I don't really know. It seems like he doesn't have any hidden agenda, but I know that he wants out of the seal. I'm going with the wait and see approach for now. Naruto said. Alright, but be careful, Naruto. We don't know what the fox wants. I'll have to let the Hokage know about this. Kakashi said. I understand, but can you help me first? Naruto said. Kakashi saw that he could not move his wrists or ankles. He nodded and helped Naruto with the fox's chakra exercise. Sasuke cupped his hand and watched as lightning surrounded it. He had a dark smile on his face. He could feel the power of the technique. He deactivated the technique and fell to his knees. It was the only drawback to this technique, as it took a lot of chakra to do. He didn't know how many he could do before he was out of chakra. After he got his breath back, Sasuke bandaged his hand. If Kakashi saw the burn marks, he would get suspicious and get the reason out of him. He raised his bandaged hand and smirked. With this jutsu, he would show everyone just how strong he was. Ino was breathing heavily as she struggled to get to her feet. Across from her, Asuma stood and waited. He was actually pleased with Ino's progress. He still could feel the sting of her shots across his arm. He smirked at the tired blonde. Imitating the Hyuga, are we? Asuma asked with amusement. Not really, my aunt showed me a bit of the Yamanaka fighting style. Apparently, we work on disabling our opponents so that they couldn't move when we read their minds. She said that very few use it anymore. Ino explained. That's true. Your clan isn't known for its close combat skills. Still, it is a good style for you. So, are you ready for another go? Asuma asked. Ino nodded and charged at Asuma. She would get stronger, no matter what. Naruto was sleeping peacefully. After a whole day with Kakashi, he had finally gotten the hang of the fox's exercise. Kakashi explained that this would be a very good exercise for him. Naruto just wanted to get some needed sleep. He had another week before the finals started and he was going to train hard for 4 days. He still had that idea and jutsu to learn. As he slept, he was suddenly, once again, brought before the fox. Naruto groaned as stared at the 9 tails. What do you want now? I was sleeping, you know. Sorry to spoil your beauty rest, but you have a problem. What are you talking about? The boy with the sand, he is similar to you. What? He is a container just like you. He carries that crazy shukaku. Wait a minute, that red-haired guy from the sand is just like me. What's he doing in the hospital? First, he is similar to you in that he contains one of us, but you are very far apart. The shukaku is an insane being that wants nothing more than blood. Anyone who is his container is very unstable. As to why he is here, I would guess that it is because of that weird boy in the green spandex. Shukaku has an impressive defense and that boy broke it. He will kill the boy. The fox said. Why didn't you say that in the first place, you stupid fox? Naruto shouted. Naruto instantly woke up and shot out of bed. He made his way to Lee's room. He saw Gaara stand over him, his sand making a move to the sleeping Lee. Naruto acted quickly and used the teleportation jutsu to grab Lee. Naruto placed Lee behind him and faced Gaara. Gaara did not look happy that he was stopped. Why did you stop me? Gaara demanded. A better question is, what do you think that you're doing? He can't defend himself. Naruto said. He questioned my existence. He must pay for that. I will kill you as well if you get in my way. Gaara said. Don't think just because you have the shukaku in you that I'm going to back down. Naruto said and got into a stance. His words surprised Gaara. How do you know about Shukaku, the wind spirit? Gaara asked. Naruto used a bit of the 9 tails chakra and his eyes changed to show Gaara. You aren't the only one with a spirit stuck in his gut. Naruto said. This surprised Gaara as there was another person just like him. He looked closer at Naruto and rethought his earlier mental assumption. No, you are not like me. You do not have the same eyes as me. You don't have the same hate as I do. Why is that? Gaara asked. I know what you mean. Having people hate you for something that you had no choice in. I hated them, I wanted bad things to happen to them, but that doesn't solve anything. That's why I took a different path and I found people who acknowledge me. Naruto said. You are naive and idiotic. They will turn on you the second you let your guard down. My mother is the only one who has not betrayed me, and it is because of her I have an existence. Gaara said. No, you allowed your grief to take over and you threw away your humanity. You're just proving them right by becoming what they fear. Naruto said. Gaara glared at Naruto and his sand began to react. Naruto readied himself to fight when they both heard footsteps. Gaara called back his sand and turned around. He stopped in the doorway and faced Naruto. I will kill you and I will show you how foolish you are. Gaara said and left the room using the teleportation. Naruto calmed down and turned his attention to Lee. The bowl-cut teen was still sleeping. Naruto turned back to the doorway and had a serious expression on his face. He would need to be ready if he wanted to be a match against Gaara. Glare. He couldn't believe how this match had gone. He did not expect this for the dead last. It angered him greatly that he was being pushed so far by this failure. He needed to finish this off and he had just the way to do it. He had already figured out which one was the original and made his way toward him. He dodged the attacks and jutsu to appear next to the original. Naruto saw his stance and knew that he was in trouble. He decided to use his other original technique. He quickly did the hand seals and finished just as Neji launched his attack. Gentle fist art. 8 trigrams 64 palms. Neji shouted. 2 palms. Neji shouted and struck to hit nothing but air. This surprised him as Naruto appeared to his left. Neji growled but he would not give up. 4 palms. Again he hit nothing. 8 palms. His strikes hit nothing but air. 16 palms. Naruto's images danced around him as his palm went right through them. 32 palms. Neji threw his strikes faster and faster but he was still unable to touch Naruto. 64 palms. Neji roared. Naruto's images just kept dancing around Neji's strikes. When it was over, Naruto's images disappeared and Naruto was nowhere to be seen. That's when Neji was suddenly dragged into the ground up to his head. Neji growled and was about to blast his way out of the ground when he felt an incredible amount of chakra. He looked up to see Naruto in the air. He also noticed that some of his features looked darker than before. Ninja art. Lion's roar. Naruto bellowed and unleashed a huge wave of sound toward Neji. Didn't have time to dodge as he was hit with the wave of sound. The blast created a crater then sank Neji further into the ground. When Naruto landed on the ground, he cautiously moved toward the crater. He looked into the crater and saw that Neji was sprawled out, not moving. Genma checked Neji over. He was going to be really sore but he was alive. He then turned to Naruto and pointed at him. Winner of the first match, Naruto Uzumaki. Genma said. At first, Naruto heard nothing for the crowd which did not really faze him. That's when he heard clapping. The clapping got louder and there was more of it. Then there was cheering. Naruto couldn't really believe what he was hearing. People were cheering his name. They were giving him praise and telling him that he did a good job. He was so shocked by it. He quickly got out of his shock and gave the crowd a big grin. He raised his arms in victory and egged the crowd on. I can't believe what just happened. Naruto just beat Neji. Azumo stated with shock. Yeah, and what is more shocking is that he did it without so much trouble. Throughout the match, he had the edge over Neji. Kotetsu said. I agree. He didn't rush in too much. He kept him on edge with jutsu and strange attacks. Those last 2 moves were impressive. Not to mention that he kept his cool. Do you think that he deserves a promotion? Azumo asked. No doubt about it. He deserves Chunin rank. Kotetsu said. I don't believe it. How could Neji have lost? Tenten asked in shock. Yeah, that's the way. Way to go Naruto. Ino shouted. She was very happy for the blonde who gave her some direction in her ninja career. Her cheering got the attention of Sakura. The 2 rivals looked at each other before Ino grinned at her. Sakura growled but ignored her. She wasn't going to argue with Ino with both her parents right here. Ino looked at Tenten who was still shocked. Hey Tenten, watch my seat for me okay? Ino asked. Tenten nodded as Ino left to congratulate the blonde shinobi. 3 unseen techniques, that is quite a genin. That last attack was something else. The Cage said. Yes it was. It is easily mid-C rank technique. I am excited to see what he shows us next. Hiruzen said. You won't be alive long enough to see that, sensei. Was the Cage's dark thought. No, it isn't possible. I blew away your smoke and there is enough light for you to extend your shadow. Tamari said with shock. That's pretty good that you figured that out. You're right, I couldn't reach you with this much light, but I had help in another way. Like I told that troublesome girl from the sound, you should have a better awareness to your surroundings. Those smoke bombs were just a distraction and a tool to get you to where I wanted you. Still seeing that she was confused, Shikamaru turned his head to show her the large crater that she was standing next to. She remembered this crater as the one that Naruto made. She looked closer and saw a small tunnel. Her head was moved again and he showed her where the connection was. The man-size hole was a few feet to his left. Why you use the hole that the blonde used to go underground to connect your shadow to me? Tamari asked in awe. Yeah, I noticed it when you were trying to blow me away with your attack. Anyway, I think it's time that I end this. Shikamaru said. Tamari couldn't believe that she had lost to this slacker. He treated her like a puppet and led her into his trap. She growled and closed her eyes as she didn't want to see what he was about to do to her. That is until she heard him said, I give up. Her eyes shot open and she looked at him with shock. Excuse me, she asked. You heard me, I said that I give up. This thing is so annoying and I don't want to be a part of it anymore. He said to her. Her shock suddenly turned into rage. Are you kidding me? After all you did, you're just giving me the match. You pig, I don't need you to go easy on me. Tamari shouted. Who said anything like that, you troublesome woman? As you can see, you can move and my shadow is still connected. You shouldn't be able to do that, so I know that I don't have the chakra to continue. What are you so angry about? Kami, you're just as annoying as my mother and Ino. Shikamaru stated. Tamari was red in the face and reached for her fan. Genma stepped in before she could shed his blood. Winner of the match, Tamari of the Sand. Genma said. The crowd was disappointed about the outcome and let Shikamaru hear it. The Nara heir didn't even care and made his way back to the competitor's box. Well, was that a part of his plan too? Kurenai asked with amusement. Asuma just sighed and pinched the bridge of his nose. Still, that was a brilliant strategy he came up with. If he was leading a battalion of men, he would have won that battle. Hell, if he and Naruto ever get together on the field, they wouldn't lose. He definitely deserves to be promoted. The red-eyed beauty thought. Maybe she should stop underestimating the dead last students. It was clear that they were not as weak as she thought. Ino, you need to calm down. Choji said. He was currently struggling to hold on to her as she wanted to get to the competitor's box and bash Shikamaru's skull in. Hey Tenten, can you give me a hand here? The brunette did help and they managed to subdue the enraged Kunoichi. After that fight, it was time to get to the match that everyone wanted to see. However, Sasuke had yet to arrive. Genma looked around and wondered what the Hokage was going to do. Before the Hokage could give his ruling though, Kakashi finally arrived with Sasuke. The one-eyed Jonin shoved Sasuke forward before turning his back from him and vanishing. Sasuke glared at the spot but did nothing else. As the crowd cheered, Kakashi appeared next to his fellow Jonin. Yo, he greeted them, cutting it kind of close there. Asuma said. This time, it wasn't my fault. I couldn't find him after I told him to meet me near the stadium. I finally found him at his parents' graves. I let him speak with them before I to force him out and bring him here. I'm just glad that he's out of my hair. Kakashi said. Well, you missed some great matches. Naruto did very well against Neji, Shino won by forfeit and Shikamaru lost to that Sand Kunoichi. I wouldn't be surprised if Naruto and Shikamaru got promoted. Kurenai told him. Is that so? I'll have to get a tape of that match. Kakashi said. That's when Gaara appeared on the field. Kakashi focused on the match and couldn't help but wonder what Sasuke had in store for the psychotic genin. Naruto was also interested in this match. He wanted to see what Kakashi taught Sasuke. Suddenly, Shikamaru came in running and out of breath. Naruto and Shino looked at him with worry. Is something wrong, Shikamaru? Naruto asked. Naruto, we have to get to your sensei and stop this match. If we don't, Sasuke is going to get killed. Shikamaru said to him. What happened? Shino asked. I just watched him kill 2 grass ninja and he was smiling. This guy isn't stable, Shikamaru said. We should listen to him, Naruto. My team watched as he killed a rain team without remorse. We must get you sensei to stop this match. Shino said. Alright, Let's go and find him. Naruto said, and the three left to find Kakashi. Down where Ino, Tenten and Choji were. Asuma arrived later with Hinata, Kiba and Akamaru. Kakashi wasted no time and undid the genjutsu that was on them. Everyone groaned and was wondering what all the noise was for. What the hell? How long have we been out? Kiba asked. That's when everyone noticed the fighting going around. What is going on? Hinata asked with worry. Okay, I'm going to be quick about this. Right now, we are under attack. Kakashi said, gaining several gasps from the ground. The sand and the sound are the ones attacking us. Every Jonin and Chunin is needed to hold off the attack. While I would have someone more experienced, I need to count on you guys to complete an A-rank mission. Do you all understand? He got no answer at first, but they all slowly became serious and faced Kakashi. The Jonin smiled under his mask, as did the other Jonin. Hinata, I don't know if you have healed or not, so I need you to take cover and help out if you can. Kurenai said. Hinata nodded as she remembered that she had an attack earlier. Kiba, Ino, Choji and Tenten, your mission is to get Sasuke to one of the shelters in order to get medical treatment. Tenten, you are team leader with Kiba as your second. Kakashi said. Understood, sensei. Tenten said. Shino, Shikamaru. Kakashi called out. Shino appeared next to him but not Shikamaru. He arrived later when he was forcibly wakened from his fake nap. He muttered a troublesome before facing everyone. I need you two to go and back up Naruto. I have a feeling that Gaara's siblings are on their trail. What about Naruto? He's fighting that nutcase. Ino exclaimed. Don't worry about Naruto. He can handle it, Kakashi said confidently. He looked at Shino. Can you track him? I placed a bug on him before he rushed in to help. I already have the scent. Shino said. Good. Everyone has their orders. I want you all to be careful and to watch each other's back. Guy, make a door. Kurenai, cover their departure. Both Jonin nodded and did their task. As Choji grabbed Sasuke, Guy punched a hole through the stadium wall, leading to the outside. Kurenai used a genjutsu that blanketed the genin from view. They all left through the hole to complete their objectives. Unknown to everyone, they were spotted by two people. The first was Sakura. She had managed to dispel the genjutsu when it was casted. She hit the deck when the kunai started flying. She wanted to make her way to the arena grounds in order to save Sasuke. That's when she saw that Kakashi had gotten to him first. She carefully made her way to where he and the other Jonin were. When she got there, she heard the last bit of the mission he assigned to them. She was a bit angry that Kakashi did not include in on protecting Sasuke. As they were leaving, Sakura was about to join them but realized that Kakashi would probably stop her. She decided to sneak out and follow them in order to make sure that Sasuke was safe. The second was a disguised Kabuto. He saw the Jonin converse but did not know what about. He lost sight of them when Kurenai used a genjutsu. When he broke the genjutsu, the genin were gone and the Jonin were once again fighting. He noticed that Sasuke wasn't there as well. He cursed but then suddenly smiled when he saw Sakura leaving the stadium. He signaled 9-sound ninja to him. I need you to retrieve something that belongs to Lord Orochimaru. That girl will lead you to him. Kill anyone that gets in your way. He ordered. They nodded and vanished. He readied himself as there was a war happening in front of him. I actually felt those blows. You keep making this more fun. Gaara said with a grin. I'm glad that you're amused. Looks like I'm going to have to try harder. I need to get back to the village. Naruto said. You should be more concerned with what's going on in front of you. You won't be getting back to the village alive. You remember, I said that I was going to kill you. Gaara said. Yeah, I remember, but so far, you haven't really kept that promise. Besides, I'm concerned about some of my friends, something that you don't know anything about. Naruto said. This seems to make Gaara angry. What the hell do you know? You judged my humanity when I had no one and you had others to help you. You're a hypocrite. Gaara shouted. You think I had someone for all of my life? I had to work hard to gain my friends. Sure, it was hard but I didn't give up. What about you? Did you try your hardest? Did you not give up? Naruto shouted. Shut up. You wouldn't be spouting such nonsense if you witnessed the death of someone you cared for. Gaara roared. Suddenly, he got a wicked grin. Like that girl who congratulated you, I wonder how it would feel when you watch her die. Naruto was confused when he realized who he was talking about. Yes, I should go and find her. When I do, I'll crush her into nothing. I let you watch as she calls out to you for help but you can't. Then we'll see if you will still have sure conviction. Gaara jumped into the air, planning to make his way by toward the village. He was suddenly cut off by a pair of red eyes. He was struck and struck hard. He crashed through a tree before hitting the ground with a boom. He struggled to stand when he felt a huge amount of anger. He turned to see Naruto glaring at him. His eyes were red with black slits, his whisker marks were darker and his nails grew a little longer. He growled, showing his fangs. You go anywhere near her and I will rip you limb from limb. Naruto threatened in a deep voice. Gaara stood and faced him with a smile. Why don't you try and stop me, Uzumaki? Gaara challenged and motioned him to come and get him. Naruto growled and charged at Gaara. Gaara did the same and the two roared at each other. 9 Sound Ninja watched as the group entered a forest area. They found it humorous that they thought that they could escape through the forest. They were trained and showed every place and spot in Konoha. Running through the forest was a waste of time in their eyes. They all made their way into the forest to capture the genin. As the 8 entered the trees, the 9th followed behind them. He suddenly fell through deep hole. He hit his head on the sides and was knocked out cold as he hit the ground. The others would not know about the loss of their backup. The 8 Sound Ninja followed Choji, who was carrying Sasuke. 4 followed from the ground while 4 followed from the trees. That's when everything started to go wrong for the Sound Shinobi. One of the men jumped on a branch, which broke under his weight. He fell but quickly flipped in midair to land on the ground. This, however, triggered the pit trap that he fell into. What was special about this pit was the logs that blocked the way down. The Sound Ninja hit the first log with his knees, breaking them. He cried out as he hit 2 more logs, breaking, bruising or cracking something. He hit the ground in pain. 2 Sound Ninja turned to help but one of them triggered a trap. That person was hit by a sandbag that sent him flying into a swamp. The Sound Ninja attempted to get out of the muck but it made him sink faster. His comrade attempted to help but the ground gave way, he was sent tumbling into the same muck. 3 down, the other 5 were being a little more cautious. They weren't cautious enough as 3 of them was hit with some sort of gas. They immediately hit the ground, scratching themselves vigorously. The remaining 2 were wondering what the hell was going on. They stopped their pursuit of Choji and were looking around for anyone in the trees. They couldn't believe that they were led into an ambush. They moved carefully only to trigger another trap. This one was a large branch that knocked the wind out of one of the Sound Ninja. He was hit again by a bag of rocks. Scared for his life, the last remaining Sound Ninja ran. He was able to get out of the forest only to get shot down by a hail of shuriken. 2 Konoha ninja appeared and looked at the dead Sound pursuer. Man, why didn't we think about this before? One of them said. The risk was too great. We didn't know that there was a safe route through this ground. Those kids are pretty lucky that they knew. I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. The other said. Yeah, we still don't know how many more traps there is in this place. We need to make sure that Naruto get an accommodation for this. The ninja said. They both left to help defend the village. The 4 genin were shocked at what they just witnessed. They were all taking cover as soon as Shukaku fired his air cannon. When it was over, they were sure that Gamabunta had died. That's when Naruto trapped Shukaku and Gamabunta fired an incredible water jutsu at them. It washed away the Shukaku, Gaara and Naruto. I don't believe this. Did Gaara actually lose? Kankuro asked in shock. Gaara, Tamari shouted and took off. Kankuro was quickly to his feet and followed her. Shikamaru groaned and tried to shake the cobwebs out. That troublesome blonde, Shino, are you okay? Shikamaru asked. Yes, I am alright. Shino said. Good, we better hurry up and get to Naruto before they do. Shikamaru said. Shino nodded and the two were off to stop the Sand siblings. Naruto groaned as he was on all fours. He shook the water out of his hair. Damn it, did you have to blast me too, Boss Toad? Naruto grumbled. His danger sense went off and Naruto quickly rolled out of the way. On reflex, Naruto threw a kunai which hit it mark as told by Gaara's shout. Naruto stood and faced Gaara. His kunai was sticking out of his shoulder. He quickly realized that Gaara's sand armor must have been washed off by Gamabunta's attack. While he didn't have much chakra, Naruto knew that this was his only chance to finish the fight. He charged at Gaara, who put his hand up. As Naruto got in his face, Gaara threw a punch which went right through him. Confused, he didn't expect to be hit with a crushing force. He was then hit from all angles by Naruto's clones. He was launched into the air and caught by the blonde. He threw him into the ground and landed with both of his feet into Gaara's sternum, knocking the wind out of him. Naruto stepped back and fell to the ground, totally spent. Both demon containers could not move and laid on the ground. Gaara definitely had a broken jaw for the swelling he was getting, and he had trouble breathing from Naruto's double foot stomp. Naruto was just out of chakra and it did not really feel that good. Damn, you are one hard bastard to fight. I don't think that I've ever been out of chakra before, Naruto said. Naruto turned to face him. He could see many questions in his eyes. Naruto sighed and looked at him. I'm sorry about what I said. Gaara looked at him in surprise. I guess I shouldn't have insulted you about your humanity thing. I really don't know what your situation is and it's probably worse than mine. Anyway, I shouldn't have judged you like that and I'm sorry. How? Gaara winced in pain but he ignored it. How are you so strong? Why defend those who will never see you as nothing more than a monster? He asked. I defend them because they are precious to me. Sure, they hate me now, but I'm hoping to change that and show them that I care despite it. This ninja who was my enemy told me that true strength can only be achieved if you have something to protect. You just need to find something to protect and you will become strong. Something to protect? Gaara asked. Their conversation was cut short when Temari and Kankuro appeared. They were at Gaara's side in an instant. Gaara, oh Gaara, please tell me that you're alright, Temari said with concern. The action surprised Gaara as she would always look at him with fear. Temari snapped her head over to Naruto and growled. You son of a bitch. I don't think so, you troublesome girl. Shikamaru's voice said. He and Shino arrived and stood in front of Naruto. Kankuro joined his sister and they were ready to continue. Temari, Kankuro, that's enough. We have lost, Gaara said. Kankuro and Temari had never seen their brother like this. Temari nodded and Kankuro made his move to grab his brother. Shino looked ready to attack but he was stopped by Naruto. Let them go, Shino. The fight is over, Naruto said. Shino nodded and relaxed a little. Kankuro slung Gaara's arm around him and took off. Temari soon followed him as the three attempted to get out of Konoha. As they ran, Gaara was thinking over Naruto's words. Something to protect. Do I have something to protect? Gaara thought. He looked at his siblings who were trying to get him to safety. Maybe he could start with them. The battle for Leaf had ended, with the Leaf Village as the victor. The Sound Village and Sand Village were in full retreat and hurried to make their way out of the village with their lives. Everyone was still in the shelters and waited until they could leave. The shinobi were ready to defend the civilians for any remaining threat. The genin who arrived with Sasuke were defending the civilians as well. Suddenly, Kiba caught a whiff something. Akamaru barked as well and confirmed what his nose was telling him. Hey guys, lower your weapons. We've got friendlies coming, Kiba said. Are you sure, Kiba? Asked Ino. Yeah, and they are familiar, Kiba said. They waited and they saw who it was. It was Shikamaru and Shino carrying an unconscious Naruto by his arms. Shikamaru, Shino, thank God you're safe, Ino said. Then she noticed Naruto's condition. Oh my god, what happened to Naruto? Keep your voice down, we're still in the middle of a battle, Shikamaru said. The two genin dragged Naruto to one of the beds and laid him down on it. Is he okay? Asked Tenten. Yeah, considering the battle he's been in, Shikamaru said with a sigh. Wait a minute, Naruto was fighting that Gaara guy, right? Are you telling me that he beat him? Kiba asked with shock. Yes, Naruto defeated Gaara using some very powerful techniques. He refused to allow Gaara to make his way to Konoha, Shino answered. There were some murmurs among the people in the shelter. There were some who had listened to the match on the radio and heard about the Sand Ninja. They began to talk among themselves. Hey, isn't Gaara the kid who beat Sasuke? Yeah, I think it is. Wow, I can't believe Naruto beat somebody that beat Sasuke. Maybe he isn't as weak as people say. As they continued to talk among themselves, Sasuke was clenching his good arm. His other arm was in a makeshift sling as it was broken by Gaara. He listened in as Shino went into his explanation of the battle. When did Naruto learn to summon? That would mean that he was getting training from Jiraiya the Toad Hermit. Why was he training that loser? Sasuke growled and wanted some more answers. How could Naruto win when he could not? It angered him greatly and he swore to get to the bottom of Naruto's power. If Naruto wouldn't give it to him, then he was going to take it. Growled and stomped off before he lost control. As he stomped, he wondered who would do such a thing to him. The only person who could make a recommendation like that was Kakashi. He took off to the roofs in order to find his sensei. Kakashi was leaning against the wall of a tea shop, reading his favorite book. He noticed two people walking toward him and looked up from his book. It was Asuma and Kurenai. He quickly put the book away as it was known that Kurenai hated that book and was prone to destroy one on sight. They walked up to him and Kakashi greeted them. Hey guys, are you on another date? Kakashi asked. What are you talking about? I'm here to get something for Anko and we met up. Kurenai said with a small blush. Hey Kakashi, word is you removed your team from duty. Has things gotten that bad? I know that you were pissed at what Sasuke did. Asuma said. Yeah, I'm even pushing for my team to be disbanded. Sasuke and Sakura have disappointed me time after time. I'm also worried about Naruto if he's still attached to the team. He doesn't need to have his improvement held back by those two. Kakashi said. He made a motion with his eyes toward the two men that were in the tea shop. They both had on black robes with red clouds and a straw hat. One of the men had a large item that was bandaged. Yeah, I can say that I don't disagree. What Naruto did against Neji was very impressive. Kurenai said. Where is he anyway? She asked this question because she noticed how one of them reacted to the name. He's around helping rebuild the village. A lot of people appreciate the work that he's been doing. Kakashi said. When he looked back, he noticed that the two were gone. He had a good scent on them, so he wouldn't lose them. He looked at the other two and they nodded. All three vanished and made chase after the two mystery men. We're going to get a new Hokage? Naruto asked as he walked out of the gates with Jiraiya. Yeah, she's my old teammate and granddaughter of the Shadaime. Jiraiya said. So she's the last of your teammates? Where has she been all this time? Naruto asked. That's not my story to tell, kid. I would recommend that you don't ask as it may be deadly if you do. Jiraiya answered. Okay. Hey, do you think you can help me with a move I created? I can use it but I want to make it more effective. He asked. Sure, but let's get some distance from the village first. Naruto nodded and the two continued their mission. The two men walked along the canal, minding their own business. No one was in the area, which did not concern either one of them. After a while, the two stopped walking and stood there unmoving. I believe we are far enough for your liking. Why don't you come out now? The shorter of the two called out. Kakashi, Asuma and Kurenai appeared in front of the two. The two sides faced each other down. I had a feeling about you too. So, why don't you tell us who you are and why you are here? Kakashi asked. I can't tell you why we're here, but I guess I could tell you my name, Kakashi-senpai. The shorter man said. That sent warning bells to the three as the shorter man removed his hat. When his face was shown, the three gasped in surprise. Itachi Uchiha, whispered Kakashi. Oh Itachi, it seems like they remember you. Well, let me introduce myself as well. The taller man said and removed his hat. The three Jonin were now sweating at the revelation of the other man. This has gotten troublesome. Why is the monster of the mist, Kisame Hoshigaki, doing with Itachi Uchiha? Asuma asked. I don't know, but we're about to find out. Get ready guys, this is going to be tough. Kakashi said. The three Jonin prepared themselves against the Uchiha clan's murderer and the monster of the mist. Understand it, and it made him very angry that he was being ignored. That anger made him tap into the power of the curse mark and it gave him a boost of speed. Naruto sighed as he sat in the room that Jiraiya rented. The man would have been with him if it was for that girl who was actually wanted to be with him. She must have been crazy or something. Either way, the man told him to go to the room while he got to know the girl better. He just sighed and looked over the techniques that he had learned. He was surprised at the amount of techniques that he had known so far. It meant that he was getting better as a ninja. Suddenly, there was a knock on the door. Naruto thought that it was Jiraiya. He figured that the girl must have come to her senses. He stood up and opened the door. When he did, he was surprised to see Sasuke, but he quickly saw that it was not Sasuke as the person was taller than him. But he instantly recognized the Sharingan, so who was this guy? That's when he remembered the person that Sasuke wanted to kill. It was his brother, the killer of the Uchiha clan. Why was he here? Itachi looked at him and saw the look of recognition on his face. So, you know who I am. I would like for you to come with me, Naruto-kun. I will ask you not to make a scene. Itachi said. Naruto just looked at him and then at the guy who just came into his vision. Naruto took a deep breath and closed the door, locking it. When that was done, Naruto bolted out of the window and used his chakra to run down the side of the building. He only got 3 steps before he was confronted again by Itachi. He heard a loud noise and saw that the door he locked fly out of the window. That's when the other guy came out and was blocking off any avenue of escape. Hey, nice try kid, but we need you to come with us. If you aren't going to come willingly, I'll just have to shave off your legs. Kisame said with a grin. Naruto gulped and was quickly trying to find a way out of this. Itachi. A voice roared. Everyone turned to see Sasuke. Naruto looked at Sasuke with surprise and confusion. Surprised that Sasuke was here and confused about the markings on his face. Kisame noticed the similarities between the two. Hey Itachi, that kid looks a lot like you. Kisame said. He's my little brother. Itachi answered. Little brother huh? I thought that you killed all your relatives. Kisame asked. I've done what you asked Itachi. I hated you and I allowed it to grow. It has grown and festered. Now, I will show you the power of my hatred. Sasuke roared. He activated the Chidori without hand seals and rushed at Itachi with the look of murder in his eyes. Who's that? Naruto asked. The 4th Hokage. Naruto was taking a break and ate his lunch. He was really excited as he was going to learn a jutsu from his hero, the 4th Hokage. He just couldn't wait until he saw this Rasengan jutsu, but the perv was being stingy. He just kept wondering what the jutsu could be when he felt a familiar tug in his mind. What do you want? Naruto asked the fox. We need to talk about what that group is after you. As you are now, you will not be able to protect me. The Nine-Tails said. Oh, thank you for the vote of confidence. Naruto said sarcastically. I'm only stating the facts, boy. As a percussion of this group, I believe that you must get a handle on using my chakra, enough for you to use 1 tail worth of my power. The fox explained. Are you nuts? If I begin using your chakra, it's going to cause a big stink with the village. Naruto exclaimed. Then talk to the perverted moron. He was attempting to get you to use my chakra in the first place. Maybe it was because of this group. Perhaps he could set you up with an area that we can use so I can monitor your progress. The fox said. Naruto calmed down and began to think about it and had to admit that the fox had a good idea. Okay, I'll run past the pervy sage. Just remember that this is a give and take relationship. Yeah, just get it done. The fox ended the link and Naruto wanted to go back in and insult the fox. He forgot about the crabby fox and decided to talk to Jiraiya. Ino was humming a tune as she worked on the flowers in the store. She was having a pleasant day as it was her day off from training. She needed it as she was pretty sore from everything that she was doing. So far, she had improved her taijutsu and her clan jutsu. She had learned another jutsu called the mind destruction jutsu. It was fun to use as she used it on Choji and made him attack Shikamaru. She felt bad about it later and brought Choji something to eat, but she would keep it in mind if Shikamaru had any more smart-ass comments for her. While she felt that she was getting stronger, she wanted to learn more. She began to look into Kekai ninjutsu and how to use a short sword. She was also looking into this taijutsu that looked like it was a lot of fun. It had a lot of movement in it and some sweet-looking moves. She thought that it would be a perfect addition to her taijutsu. She couldn't wait to get started. Suddenly, she heard her mother's voice and it wasn't a happy tone. She wondered who her mother could be angry with. She made her way to the front and saw her mother glaring at Sakura. She wondered why Sakura was here in the first place, but she was more concerned about her mother as she never showed any type of anger. She decided to get to the bottom of this. Is there anything I can help you with, Sakura? Ino asked. It got the attention of the two. Ino's mom looked ready to say something but was stopped by Ino. She gave her a nod and the older woman moved out of the way. The two former friends faced each other. I said, "Is there anything I can help you with?" "Yes, there is. I would like to speak to you in private." Sakura said. "Right. I'm just going to go with you. You're not exactly the most trusting person I know." Ino said. "Look, I just want to clear any bad blood between us. If it makes you feel any better, we can do this here." Sakura said. Ino weighed her options and realized that she would have the safety of her clan behind her. Knowing her mother, she would probably have some of her cousins watch. "Fine, after you," Ino said and stepped aside. Sakura walked in and made her way into the house. Ino took off her apron and followed. She could only hope that Sakura wanted to clear the bad blood, but she was ready if she tried anything. "Water style. Ripping torrent," Naruto said and shot a ball of water at her. Tsunade made a fist and punched the jutsu into water. Naruto used the teleportation technique to get close to Tsunade and reared his fist back. Tsunade narrowed her eyes and finger flicked Naruto away. Naruto bounced twice before dispelling into smoke. Tsunade was surprised until she was dragged into the ground until her head was the only thing showing. Shizune was surprised while Jiraiya was laughing his ass off. Naruto appeared next to her with a grin on his face. "Tell you what, hag, I'll let you leave with some dignity if you just apologize for what you said." Naruto mocked. Tsunade growled and quickly burst out of the ground and raised her leg in one move. Naruto quickly got out of the way when she brought her kick down onto the ground. Naruto was shocked when it created a crater and raised a part of the ground. Tsunade appeared in front of him and shot her fist forward. Naruto activated his illusion dance and Tsunade's fist went right through him. She growled and threw a back fist that nearly took his head off. As Naruto backed off and Tsunade charged, Naruto flipped back and launched an air blade at her. It cut into Tsunade's shoulder and made her bleed. Tsunade saw this and her eyes went wide with fear. Naruto landed and pushed off to use a flying knee, but he was stopped by Jiraiya. Naruto jumped back and glared at him. "What the hell, pervy sage?" Naruto cursed. "Look at her, Naruto," Jiraiya said. Naruto did and was surprised at what he saw. Tsunade was trembling and hugging herself. Naruto was surprised as he looked into her eyes and saw fear. Shizune came and placed her jacket on her and wiped the little blood off her. What's wrong with her?" Naruto asked with worrying. "You don't need to worry about it, Naruto," Jiraiya said. He made his way over to Tsunade and took her from Shizune. "Hey Shizune, can you watch my charge for a little while? I'll make sure that Tsunade is okay. Don't worry, I'll be good." "That's a first," Naruto commented, which earned him a smack in the head. Jiraiya took Tsunade away while the apprentices got to know one another. Tsunade took another gulp of sake before Jiraiya filled her saucer. Tsunade just glared at him while he held his smirk. "Keep smirking, you pervert. It'll just give me a reason to knock you out." Tsunade growled. "I did warn you not to underestimate the boy. Maybe if you were a little more sober, you would have realized how good he is." Jiraiya said with amusement. "Just who is that brat anyway?" Tsunade asked. "Like I said, he's my new apprentice. His name is Uzumaki Naruto and he might be promoted when we complete this mission." Jiraiya said. "Well, you're going back in failure because I'm not going to be Hokage." Tsunade said. "Let's not talk about that now. How about you tell me what you and Orochimaru talked about before I found you?" Jiraiya asked. Tsunade narrowed her eyes but remained silent about it. Jiraiya just sighed and placed some money on the counter. Before he stood up, he gave Tsunade a serious expression. The reason that Naruto was angry was because he loved Sarutobi and he wanted to be the Hokage just like him. "I don't know what you and Orochimaru talked about, but I would think very hard about what your answer will be." That's when Jiraiya hit her with some killing intent that made Tsunade look at him with surprise and fear. "Because if you chose wrong, Tsunade, I will kill you," he said and stood up. Tsunade looked at Jiraiya's retreating form before turning back to her drink. After a few seconds, she left, no longer feeling to drinking. Tsunade walked around town trying to clear her head. That's when she heard a shout and wondered what that was. She made her way to the sounds and saw Naruto again. She watched as the brat was concentrating and noticed what he was doing. She couldn't believe that Jiraiya would be so careless to teach such a brat that jutsu. He wasn't even close to mastering it. Her scoff caught Naruto's attention, which made him lose his focus and have the jutsu blow up in his face. Naruto groaned while Tsunade was laughing at him. Oh, that's just poetic justice. Tsunade laughed. Kami, I needed that. Naruto just ignored her and went back to his training. Tsunade just continued to watch as he continued to work on the jutsu. After another failure, Tsunade just shook her head. Just give it up, brat. You'll never get this jutsu down. Jiraiya was a fool for teaching it to you. Well, I'm glad he's a cool fool rather than a cold-hearted hag. Now, if you've got nothing but insults to say, why don't you kick rocks and let a true ninja train in peace? Naruto spat. Tsunade narrowed her eyes at the hag part, but she didn't do anything to him. True ninja, huh? How about you prove it with a little wager? Tsunade asked. Naruto looked at her with confusion. What kind of wager? Naruto asked. Tsunade just smirked at him. Then looked ahead of him. So, we are fighting Orochimaru and his summons. I will do what I can, but I am not so graceful. It's okay, we will do fine. Jiraiya said before turned to Naruto. I need you to protect Tsunade and help Shizune. My guess is that Kabuto will be sent to get her. Assist Shizune and do your best to hold him off. I'm on it, Naruto said. He took Gamakichi and made his way over to the two women. Orochimaru looked at the blonde as well. He made a motion to Kabuto. He nodded and went after him. He then turned his attention back to Jiraiya. Orochimaru looked at him and gave him a serious expression. That boy, I see that you have taken him on as a student. I will admit that the boy does have some skill in the arts, but he does not have the natural talent like Sasuke. He will grow, but it will not amount to much in this world. But I see why you took him on. He is just like you. Orochimaru mocked. Natural talent is overrated. If you recall, you said the same thing about Minato. Didn't he become Hokage? Jiraiya asked with a smile. Orochimaru frowned at the jab. Either way, you underestimate the boy. You may think that he won't amount to nothing, but I can see that he will grow stronger than ever. Hell, if he continues this path, he may even surpass me and the fourth Hokage. Just wait, he's going to show you just how good he can get. So we have a difference of opinion then. No matter, let's just get this show on the road. Orochimaru said. Why not? Jiraiya said with a grin. Gumaken got ready to fight as the two snakes hissed. Naruto stood in front of Tsunade, who was still out of it. He didn't know what was wrong with her, but he had to protect her like Jiraiya said. He faced Kabuto as Shizune helped Tsunade out. When she was finished, she stood beside Naruto. Kabuto looked at the two with a small smirk that annoyed the hell out of the blonde. Something funny? Naruto asked. I'm just amused at what you're planning to do. I'll admit that you are skilled, Naruto, but you are at low Chunin level at best. I am at the same level as your sensei. Even with your partner, I will not have much trouble in taking you out. Kabuto said. It was now Naruto's turn to smirk. In a flash, Kabuto was struck in the back of the knee, forcing him to the ground. He was then hit again by a powerful kick to his chest. He rolled away and looked at the blonde with shock and confusion. That's when the air shimmered around him and revealed several clones that surrounded him. He was confused as he did not see Naruto make any seals. Confused. You shouldn't be thinking about the beating that I'm about to give you. You can talk all you want about being at the same level as Kakashi-sensei, but you ran from him, didn't ya? Naruto asked with a smirk. Kabuto gave Naruto a frown. Don't underestimate me, traitor, or else you're going to end up just like the others. Kabuto fixed his glasses and stood up. His smirk returned and he faced the group. We'll just have to see if you stack up to the hype, Naruto. Kabuto said and got ready to fight. Shizune, Naruto and his clones were prepared as well. Hello guys, this is your friend and we are back with a new fanfic story part 3. If you like this fanfic, don't forget to subscribe my channel. Now let's start the fanfics. He charged down, making his way to the group. Jiraiya quickly followed after him, seeing his intent. Orochimaru smirked and launched his tongue at Jiraiya, wrapping around his ankle. He slammed him to the ground and used his momentum to rocket toward Naruto's unguarded back. He spat out the grass-long sword and held it with his mouth. His blade entered the body and sprayed some blood. However, it was not the blood that he wanted spilt. Granny, Naruto called out. Orochimaru's sword was sticking out of the woman who was grunting in pain. Orochimaru narrowed his eyes at her. What do you think you're doing, Tsunade? Why would you put your life on the life for this boy? He asked. Because he will be Konoha's future. Tsunade struggled to say. That's what you think. He's not leaving this place alive. He is a threat and I will eliminate him right now. Orochimaru said. He pulled the blade out and kicked Tsunade away. He then faced Naruto, who was glaring murder at him. Well, here we are again. However, I do not have the time to play with you, Naruto. This time, you will die. Naruto growled and threw a kunai at him. Orochimaru vanished and reappeared behind Naruto. He whipped his head and brought his sword to decapitate him. Tsunade shielded him again, the sword cutting into her back. Orochimaru snarled and kicked Tsunade away. Naruto tried to attack him, but he was kicked away as well. Seeing that he would have to kill Tsunade first, he made his way over to deal with her. As he stood over her, he saw that she was no longer shivering. He was suddenly sent flying by one of Tsunade's fist. Tsunade stood proudly. She glared at Orochimaru and faced him with lines appearing across her face. She did a seal and began to focus her chakra. Reserve seal. Release. Ninja art. Meiotic regeneration. Tsunade said. Orochimaru watched as the wounds on Tsunade began to heal like they never appeared. Orochimaru was intrigued with what she just did. Well, what new things have you learned when you were out of the village? Orochimaru asked. With this jutsu active, I will not die. Prepare yourself, Orochimaru, because unlike Sensei, I will not hold back. Tsunade said and wiped some blood off her chest. Orochimaru narrowed his eyes and he made his way over to Kabuto. The young man had some time to heal and was able to get to his knees. Jiraiya bit into his thumb and smeared it across his palm. Each member of slammed their hand on the ground. Summoning jutsu. All three shouted and a large plume of smoke appeared. When it cleared, each shinobi was standing on their summons, Jiraiya on Gamabunta, Orochimaru on Manda and Tsunade on Katsuyu. Gamabunta looked at the group before him and took a puff of his pipe. Orochimaru and Manda, Tsunade and Katsuyu, quite a time for a reunion. Gamabunta said. It isn't much of a reunion. We're about to finish something that should have been taken care of years ago. Jiraiya said. Katsuyu, I need you to head over to the blonde boy there. Help Shizune heal his cracked ribs. Yes, ma'am, Katsuyu said. A small piece of the giant slug broke off and landed on the ground. It made its way over to where Shizune and Naruto were. Tsunade turned her attention back to Orochimaru. After a few insults were traded between Manda and Gamabunta, Orochimaru finally spoke. Why are you really doing this, Tsunade? You may have seen through my plot, but why go so far for the village that has taken so much away from you? Orochimaru asked. That boy showed me what it really means to have the will of fire. I lost that feeling years ago and that boy sparked something that has long been buried. He has made me believe again and I will not disappoint him. As the 5th Hokage of Konoha, I will defeat you here and now. Tsunade said. Jiraiya smirked and got ready to fight. Orochimaru just chuckled. Very well, fool, let's see if you can. Actions shameful in that she had no use of a fangirl in the shinobi forces. She ripped the forehead protector off her head and forced her out of her office. The second and more disturbed issue was Sasuke. After hearing things from Naruto, Kakashi, Jiraiya and Guy, she had Inoichi dive into Sasuke's mind to get to the bottom of things. When he came back to report to her and the council, they were all shocked. Apparently, Sasuke had very disturbing thoughts and they were getting darker by the minute. Inoichi described a boy who would do anything to gain power to avenge his clan, even kill his own comrades. It was also reported that Sasuke was willingly using the curse mark because of the power that it gave him. He said that the defeat at the hands of his brother has just made it worse. It was a unanimous decision that Sasuke be removed from duty and placed under surveillance. His seal was also to be sealed by Jiraiya. Despite that, things were going pretty smoothly. She only hoped that it stayed that way. Unfortunately for her, it wasn't going to be so for long. XXX. Sakura placed her pack down and looked at her new surroundings. It was very new to her and she did not like the new surroundings. The apartment was bleak and old. She couldn't complain as it was the cheapest place that she could afford at the moment. Lucky for her, she saved quite a bit for her missions. The reason for her new surroundings was the argument she had with her parents. They just did not understand her heart and she was getting very sick of their meddling. They had tried to get her to let go of her silly crush, they called it. She ripped into the both of them, and that would be her undoing. Her father had enough and gave her a choice, Sasuke or her family. She chose Sasuke. She cursed her situation and blamed it on everyone but herself. She blamed the Hokage for stripping her of her rank. She blamed Kakashi for not training her. She blamed Naruto for always causing problems for her and Sasuke. Most of the blame she placed on Ino Yamanaka. Ever since she called her out at the Chunin exams, her life had been a living hell. Ino did not apologize for it, saying that she deserved everything she got. It was because of her that she had such black marks on her record. Now, she was acting like this big shot Kunoichi. How she hated her. Sakura kept plotting of ways to get back at her, and she would get back at Ino. That she swore. XXX. Sasuke walked around his home, making sure that he passed every window. It was to make sure that those who were watching him saw him carefully. He knew that they were there even if he could not see them. As he walked around, he was thinking of where he was going when he left the village. He had come to that decision when he got the news from that Hokage. He was awakened by her and he faced her, Jiraiya the Toad Sage and Kakashi. The woman demanded to know why he would willingly use the mark that Orochimaru gave him. He refused to answer her as he felt that it wasn't her business what he did with the mark. That would be his undoing, as she explained to him that a better seal has been placed over the mark. That pissed Sasuke off and he demanded that it be removed. Tsunade refused and also told him that he was being removed from duty and placed under surveillance until he proved himself to be trustful. She left the angry Uchiha to stew in his rage. It was that day that Sasuke decided to leave the village. He realized that he would never get the power that he need in the village. They were attempting to hold him back and that was not going to happen. He would leave and try to get a message to Orochimaru. He gave him the power that would help in his quest. He didn't care if he had to give up his body to do it. He continued to carefully plan his escape for the village. Naruto and Ino dodged the jutsu. Naruto moved quickly toward Sasuke. The Uchiha meet his charge and the two clashed in a flurry of kicks and punches. Naruto gained the advantage and caught Sasuke with a spinning hook kick that sent Sasuke to the ground. The boy quickly got to his feet just as Naruto dropped to the ground. Sasuke pulled out two shuriken and threw it at Naruto. Illusion dance. Naruto called out and began to move at different times. Sasuke cursed and activated his Sharingan. His eyes widened when Naruto was in his face. Sasuke blocked the jab but not the cross to the body. Naruto grabbed him in a clench and slammed his knee into his face. Sasuke felt something break. He pulled out a kunai and swung it at Naruto, but it was nothing but an after image. Sasuke was battered from his blind side and sent flying into a tree. Naruto stood at the ready and faced Sasuke. The young Uchiha stood and wiped the blood from his nose. He snarled at him. "Surrender, Sasuke." Naruto said. "Screw you." Sasuke shouted and engaged Naruto again, his Sharingan spinning. Naruto readied himself as Sasuke attacked him furiously. Naruto ducked and dodged every attack. He countered with a series of punches and kicks. Sasuke was overwhelmed by the attack. Naruto then launched him in the air and launched some non-lethal air blades at Sasuke that ripped his clothes apart. Sasuke screamed in pain and hit the ground hard. Sasuke struggled to stand, refusing to be defeated again. "I will not lose," Sasuke slowly growled out. "That's enough, Sasuke. I am giving you another chance to surrender. If you don't, I will start to get serious and take you out." Naruto said. "Take me out? You think that you can?" Sasuke asked. "Fire style. Phoenix flower jutsu." Several balls of fire came at Naruto. The blonde used the illusion dance to avoid the attack, but it was a ploy by Sasuke. Using the Sharingan, he was able to tell where Naruto was about to appear next. Do a string of seals, he activated Kakashi's jutsu. Naruto appeared but Sasuke was in his face, lightning in his hand. "I'm going to take you out. Chidori." Sasuke thrust his hand forward and Naruto had no way to avoid it. Mind-body exchange jutsu. Ino shouted. She invaded Sasuke's body and veered the Chidori into the tree. Naruto was still hit in the shoulder by the jutsu. Ino ended her jutsu and returned to her body. Sasuke watched the jutsu die out and was enraged. He turned to Ino with rage in his eyes. "You bitch." Sasuke roared and charged at her. Ino readied herself. Sasuke overreached his punch and Ino hit him several times in the arms, numbing them. She then used both of her feet to drill Sasuke in the chest. Sasuke grunted and spat out some bile. Sasuke staggered back, but this would be his undoing. Naruto appeared and his was not happy. Illusion dance. Air raid assault. Many images surrounded Sasuke and he was struck from all angles with air blades. Sasuke screamed in agony as Naruto did not stop his attack. When Naruto did stop, Sasuke hit the ground with a thud. Naruto landed in front of Ino. He was breathing hard and bleeding. Ino quickly tended to him, figuring that Sasuke was out for the count. They were both surprised that Sasuke began to move. He was covered in bruises and cuts. His clothes were shredded because of the attack. Damn you, Naruto. I will not allow you to make me look weak. Sasuke gasped out. He was suddenly pinned to the ground by a shinobi. Several more shinobi appeared and surrounded the area. Naruto and Ino were a little surprised to see so much ninja. Azumo and Kotetsu were among the ninja. They noticed Naruto and Ino. They went over to them. Naruto, oh man, are you alright? Azumo asked with worry. Yeah, I just got grazed with a lightning attack. Naruto said with a grunt. What happened here? We came to this area when we felt a spike of chakra during patrol. Kotetsu asked. Sasuke was preparing to leave the village. We came on him when we were sparring and stopped him. He got very angry when Naruto said he was a Chunin and attacked us. He then attempted to kill Naruto with a lightning attack that surrounded his hand. I managed to possess him and divert the attack. He then came at me and I defended myself and Naruto finished him off. Ino explained. Oh man, Tsunade is going to freak out when she hears that we blew the mission. One of the shinobi said. What are you talking about? Azumo asked. We were tasked to watch over the Uchiha because there was an issue with his loyalty. We realized that he used the clone jutsu to sneak out of his home. The man explained to them. Oh man, Granny Tsunade is going to kill you guys. I mean, you better pray that she's sober or has only had one saucer of sake because she is like bipolar man. Naruto said. The team was sweating bullets at having to face an angry Hokage. Naruto and Ino dodged the jutsu. Naruto moved quickly toward Sasuke. The Uchiha meet his charge and the two clashed in a flurry of kicks and punches. Naruto gained the advantage and caught Sasuke with a spinning hook kick that sent Sasuke to the ground. The boy quickly got to his feet just as Naruto dropped to the ground. Sasuke pulled out two shuriken and threw it at Naruto. Illusion dance. Naruto called out and began to move at different times. Sasuke cursed and activated his Sharingan. His eyes widened when Naruto was in his face. Sasuke blocked the jab but not the cross to the body. Naruto grabbed him in a clench and slammed his knee into his face. Sasuke felt something break. He pulled out a kunai and swung it at Naruto but it was nothing but an after image. Sasuke was battered from his blind side and sent flying into a tree. Naruto stood at the ready and faced Sasuke. The young Uchiha stood and wiped the blood from his nose. He snarled at him. Surrender Sasuke. Naruto said. Screw you. Sasuke shouted and engaged Naruto again, his Sharingan spinning. Naruto readied himself as Sasuke attacked him furiously. Naruto ducked and dodged every attack. He countered with a series of punches and kicks. Sasuke was overwhelmed by the attack. Naruto then launched him in the air and launched some non-lethal air blades at Sasuke that ripped his clothes apart. Sasuke screamed in pain and hit the ground hard. Sasuke struggled to stand, refusing to be defeated again. I will not lose, Sasuke slowly growled out. That's enough, Sasuke. I am giving you another chance to surrender. If you don't, I will start to get serious and take you out. Naruto said. Take me out. You think that you can? Sasuke asked. Fire style. Phoenix flower jutsu. Several balls of fire came at Naruto. The blonde used the illusion dance to avoid the attack but it was a ploy by Sasuke. Using the Sharingan, he was able to tell where Naruto was about to appear next. Do a string of seals, he activated Kakashi's jutsu. Naruto appeared but Sasuke was in his face, lightning in his hand. I'm going to take you out. Chidori. Sasuke thrust his hand forward and Naruto had no way to avoid it. Mind-body exchange jutsu. Ino shouted. She invaded Sasuke's body and veered the Chidori into the tree. Naruto was still hit in the shoulder by the jutsu. Ino ended her jutsu and returned to her body. Sasuke watched the jutsu die out and was enraged. He turned to Ino with rage in his eyes. You bitch. Sasuke roared and charged at her. Ino readied herself. Sasuke overreached his punch and Ino hit him several times in the arms, numbing them. She then used both of her feet to drill Sasuke in the chest. Sasuke grunted and spat out some bile. Sasuke staggered back, but this would be his undoing. Naruto appeared and his was not happy. Illusion dance. Air raid assault. Many images surrounded Sasuke and he was struck from all angles with air blades. Sasuke screamed in agony as Naruto did not stop his attack. When Naruto did stop, Sasuke hit the ground with a thud. Naruto landed in front of Ino. He was breathing hard and bleeding. Ino quickly tended to him, figuring that Sasuke was out for the count. They were both surprised that Sasuke began to move. He was covered in bruises and cuts. His clothes were shredded because of the attack. Damn, you, Naruto. I will not allow you to make me look weak. Sasuke gasped out. He was suddenly pinned to the ground by a shinobi. Several more shinobi appeared and surrounded the area. Naruto and Ino were a little surprised to see so much ninja. Azumo and Katetsu were among the ninja. They noticed Naruto and Ino. They went over to them. Naruto, oh man, are you alright? Azumo asked with worry. Yeah, I just got grazed with a lightning attack. Naruto said with a grunt. What happened here? We came to this area when we felt a spike of chakra during patrol. Katetsu asked. Sasuke was preparing to leave the village. We came on him when we were sparring and stopped him. He got very angry when Naruto said he was a Chunin and attacked us. He then attempted to kill Naruto with a lightning attack that surrounded his hand. I managed to possess him and divert the attack. He then came at me and I defended myself and Naruto finished him off. Ino explained. Oh man, Tsunade is going to freak out when she hears that we blew the mission. One of the shinobi said. What are you talking about? Azumo asked. We were tasked to watch over the Uchiha because there was an issue with his loyalty. We realized that he used the clone jutsu to sneak out of his home. The man explained to them. Oh man, Granny Tsunade is going to kill you guys. I mean, you better pray that she's sober or has only had one saucer of sake because she is like bipolar man. Naruto said. The team was sweating bullets at having to face an angry Hokage. His attention was interrupted when he heard a commotion. He stood and made his way to the bars. He couldn't see what was going on but he could hear the sounds of battle. He heard one of the guards scream and flesh being torn into. That's when two figures appeared in front of his cell. He stepped back and readied himself. At ease Sasuke Uchiha, we are not here to fight. We are here to save you. The teen said. Who are you? Sasuke demanded. They got to a knee and bowed. I am Sakin of the West Gate. Sakin introduced. I am Kidomaru of the East Gate. We are here to take you to Lord Orochimaru. Kidomaru said. Sasuke relaxed and put his hands down. He got a smirk on his face. Very well, let's leave this place. Sasuke said. The two nodded and opened his cell door. The three left the area. XXX. Naruto, Kamugi and Anaho were just about to reach Konoha's gates. They did not stay long in the Wave Country because of the shinobi that they saw. The two genin had asked about the mission. The Wave and Kamugi could understand why there was more ninja around. He explained that with the new life of the Wave would bring new business, including the ninja villages. Naruto agreed with him and they left quickly before any ninja could ask about him. He even used some clones as a distraction. As they closed in on the village, someone suddenly jumped onto the path. When they straightened up, Naruto was shocked to see who it was. Mizuki. Naruto asked with shock. The man turned to see who it was and smiled. Well, if it isn't the little demon. Mizuki mocked. Naruto got into a battle stance as did the other two. This made Mizuki smirk at him more. Naruto narrowed his eyes at the man who attempted to kill him and Iruka. What the hell are you doing out of prison? Naruto demanded. I got an early release thanks to Lord Orochimaru. He was after Sasuke but I thank him either way. Mizuki said with some mirth. Naruto narrowed his eyes at the man. Now that we have that out of the way, it's time for me to get my revenge. Get ready to die, demon brat. Mizuki charged at Naruto with some speed. However, To Naruto, it was as if he was moving in slow motion. He vanished, surprising Mizuki, and struck out at the man with a knee. It stopped Mizuki cold and he gasped. Then Naruto took a stance and moved forward. Uzumaki varied assault. Naruto shouted. He swung 5 elbow slashes at Mizuki, hitting him in various points in the chest and face. The 5th elbow launched Mizuki in the air and Naruto jumped after him. He then swung his elbow and a knee in a pincer movement that connected with Mizuki's head. Mizuki's eyes rolled in the back of his head as he hit the ground. Naruto landed and looked at the defeated prisoner. His 2 charges looked at him with amazement. Naruto pulled out some ninja wire and restrained him. He ordered Komugi and Anaho to hurry. The 3 ran toward Konoha. XXX. After dropping off Mizuki, the team made their way to the Hokage's office. Naruto didn't really wait and barged into the office. Granny Tsunade, I just heard about Sasuke. Naruto exclaimed. How did you hear about? Tsunade asked with curiosity. We ran into Mizuki. He said that Sasuke got away. Naruto said. Tsunade looked at the 2 genin and made a motion toward them. Seeing that they were dismissed, they left to report in on their mission. Once out of the office, Tsunade faced Naruto. Yes, Orochimaru made a move and has freed Sasuke. Tsunade said. I request to be put on the team to bring him back. Naruto asked. If you haven't noticed, kid, everyone is dealing with the jailbreak. I don't have that many hands to deal with that and bring that brat back. Tsunade said. We just can't let him get to Orochimaru. Naruto exclaimed. I know that, however, whoever broke him out isn't immediately taking him to Orochimaru. They would have to break the seals first, especially Jiraiya's seal around the curse mark. Tsunade explained. What are you talking about? Naruto asked. When we learned that Sasuke was using the curse mark on purpose, I had Jiraiya put a stronger seal on it. Reports say that there is a second level, so they would need to break Jiraiya's seal and that would not be easy. Right now, I have all my trackers getting back the prisoners. Once I can get some, I will go after him. Don't worry about Sasuke, we will get him back and this time, we won't be easy on him. Tsunade said. Naruto nodded at her. Good, now how did your mission go? XXX. This is unacceptable, the white-haired teenager said with a glare. Sakin looked right back at him. It's unavoidable. If this seal was placed on by Jiraiya, it could kill him before we can get him to Lord Orochimaru. I can work fast or I can work carefully. I can't do both. Sakin said right back at him. You will do both. The prison break will not hold Konoha back much longer. Finish this quickly or I will finish you. He threatened. The teen gulped and nodded. He got back to work in breaking the seal over the curse mark. As he worked, Sasuke focused his attention on his thoughts. He had a new ambition in life and he would not be stopped. He worked out in his head and it was now finalized. He would train with the snake Sannin and get stronger. Once he was strong enough, he would hunt down Itachi and kill him for the murder of his clan. After that, he would return and kill Orochimaru and his right hand, Kabuto. He would do so to gain control of his village. Once that was done, he would conquer the smaller villages, placing them under the Uchiha banner. Once he built a massive army, he would attack Konoha. He would spare no one. No women, men or child would survive and he would wipe Konoha out of existence. To end his plan, he would keep Naruto alive to see it happen. After he showed that loser just who was the superior ninja, he would make him watch as he took his dream away. After it was all gone, he would use his sensei's own jutsu to end his life. With that, his vengeance would be complete. It was all destined because he was an avenger. His Sharingan gleamed and had visions of his future ambition. XXX. Ino and Hinata were following the scent of another enemy that was heading northeast. Kakashi's hounds followed the scent while they hopped through the trees. As they neared the location, both girls began to feel a little weird. It was as if they could no longer control their bodies. Hinata activated her Byakugan and widened her eyes. Ino-san, stop! She exclaimed. Ino did as she was told and stopped. The dogs continued but stopped moving suddenly. Both girls were confused until they heard the sound of a flute. Hinata, using her Byakugan, was able to make out a teenage girl that was several feet away from them. She could also see little slips of chakra surrounding the ninja hounds. Hinata gathered her chakra and expelled it across the area. This not only freed the hounds but it disabled whatever was holding them. She then got into a battle stance which Ino followed suit. The teenager girl entered their view and looked at them with a foul glare. She looked at Hinata and scoffed. A freaking Hyuga, that's just great. I guess I just have to try harder. She spat. Who are you? Ino demanded. I'm the last person you are going to see before you die trash. I am Tayuya of the North Gate and this is my symphony. She exclaimed. She began to play her flute and in front of the two girls, appeared three giant-looking demons. Both girls looked on in fear as the Tayuya began to play her flute. The three demons jumped off the branch and charged at the two girls and two ninja hounds. XXX. Shikamaru and Choji followed the two dogs that were leading them to the scent that they picked up. It was head toward the west and they should have come up on it very soon. The two prepared themselves for who they had to face. They burst out of the trees and came up on a clearing. The two dogs stopped and started to snarl. Shikamaru picked up on the vibe and realized that their opponent was here. They stood back to back and looked out for any attack. Earth-style barrier. Earth dome prison. A voice called out. The hounds and the shinobi were suddenly encased in an earth dome. It gathered and trapped them pretty quickly. On the outside, a large boy stepped out with no expression on his face. He walked up to the earth prison and placed his hands on it. That's when a wicked smile appeared on his face. Time to feed. Scene. Still in his large form. He saw Ukin head and arm holding Shino hostage. Are you alright, Shino? Kiba asked. You killed my brother, you bastard. Now, you're going to watch me kill your friend. Ukin roared. That is not going to happen. Shino gasped out. You chose the wrong body to enter. Shino said. Ukin looked at him when he was suddenly swarmed by Shino's bugs. Ukin tried to escape by jumping out of Shino's body but the bugs were instantly on him. Ukin tried to fight his way out but the bugs covered him. After a while, Ukin stopped struggling and was still. The bugs returned to Shino's body. As they removed themselves from the body, Ukin was in a very weak state. He could barely move his finger after the bugs got done with him. A shadow fell over Ukin who had returned to his original form. He glared hatefully at the large wolf that stood over. Kiba and Akamaru raised their paw and drove their claws straight into Ukin's body. There was a loud crash that was followed with a dust cloud. They removed their paw and the dust settled. They looked to see Ukin with a hole in his chest. Seeing that he was dead, they moved over to check on their teammate. They could see that Shino was having hard time breathing. That beating he received must have broken a rib. Kiba and Akamaru separated and looked over their friend. He needed to get him some help and soon. They would not be continuing with the mission. XXX. Naruto and Kakashi were having a time against the last Kagaya. The teen's physical prowess was amazing. Kakashi was thankful for his Sharingan as he was able to keep ahead of Kimimaro. He was able to parry his strikes and counter the boy. However, Kimimaro's speed, agility, and dexterity were able to fight Kakashi on equal footing. It also helped keep Naruto away from the barrel. The blonde tried several times to get the barrel and go but Kimimaro was able to stop him, shooting bone shards at him. Naruto attempted to attack from a distance using ninjutsu. Kimimaro was able to dodge many of his attacks. Naruto still got some licks in. He was able to cut Kimimaro and even broke his collarbone with a well-placed elbow. The guy just kept on coming. Man, this guy is something sensei. He isn't wasting any movement. Naruto said. Don't lose faith, Naruto. We just need to break that armor of his and we will be okay. Kakashi said. He looked at Kimimaro who had lost his robe and was now bare-chested. Bone was sticking out of him like a porcupine. He sighed as this battle was only going to get worse. That's when everyone's attention turned toward the barrel, which was beginning to rumble. It seems I was too late in getting him to Lord Orochimaru. Kimimaro said. The barrel exploded, sending wood everywhere. They too watched as the smoke began to clear. It was Sasuke but his skin was darker and his hair was kind of gray. After a while, his skin and hair turned back to normal. He then turned to face the two. Naruto gasped at what he saw and Kakashi could only watch in shame. One side of Sasuke's face, the curse mark was active and the eye was like a serpent, just like Orochimaru. Dear Kami, what have you done, Sasuke? Naruto whispered in shock. He gave the two a sinister grin. Well, I guess I get to finish what I started. Substitution to escape. He reappeared to see Shikamaru and growled. You are starting to get on my last nerve, kid. Jirobo said and charged at Shikamaru. Shikamaru just did a familiar seal. Shadow Possession Jutsu. Shikamaru and caught Jirobo's shadow. It stalled Jirobo for a while, but he continued on his path. This useless jutsu won't hold me. He roared. As he closed the distance, Shikamaru did another seal. Ninja Art. Shadow Strangle Jutsu. Shikamaru shouted. This time, Jirobo couldn't move. He couldn't believe that he was held in place by this weakling. Shikamaru poured some more chakra into his jutsu. Jirobo watched as shadow hands held him in place as one more hand went for his throat. Once there, he could feel the shadow hand choke him. What the hell? Jirobo gasped out. He could feel his life passing him as he started to get weaker. He glared at Shikamaru and saw that he was struggling as well. He would not allow this weakling kill him. He exploded with chakra and dispelled Shikamaru jutsu. Shikamaru shielded his eyes and paid for it with a crushing knee. Shikamaru was sent flying into a tree and hit it with some impact. Shikamaru coughed up some blood and was not moving. Jirobo took some deep breaths before glaring at Shikamaru. You damn weakling. I'm going to crush your skull. He shouted and charged at Shikamaru with his fist cocked. He was on him and threw it with evil intentions. That's when it was stopped by hand. The two looked to see who it was. Jirobo and Shikamaru were surprised for the same reason. It was Choji, and he was no longer the big, chubby guy that they remembered. He was very skinny and had two butterfly wings coming out of his back. Choji, you didn't, Shikamaru gasped out. Sorry Shikamaru, I couldn't just watch you die. Choji said. He then turned to Jirobo. He gave him a hard look. You have made your last mistake. Jirobo snarled and tried to free his arm, only to have Choji snap it in two. Jirobo howled and backed away from him. Choji charged and slammed his two fists into his chest, shattering several ribs. Jirobo was gasping for air as the broken ribs had punctured his lungs. Choji stood over him, his fist raised. Jirobo was begging, but it would not save him, and the chubby drove his fist where the heart was. Jirobo could only gasp as he felt the life leave his body. After a while, Jirobo lay dead. Choji removed his fist and stood. That's when the chakra butterfly wings disappeared and Choji dropped to his knees. He fell face first and laid there. Shikamaru, still injured from the strike, forced himself to his feet and made his way over to him. He knew what had just happened. Choji had taken the chili pill to get those wings. The drawback was the loss of all of Choji's weight would kill him. It was the reason he told Choji not to use the last one. He cursed himself because he used it to save him from death. If only he was stronger, then his best friend would not be on death's door. Shikamaru ignored the pain and lifted Choji. He slung his arm over his shoulder and began to drag him back to Konoha. He would not lose his best friend in the world. We are wasting time, said another medic. Let's get moving and remember to be careful. We don't want to re-injure Aburame-san. They nodded and carefully lifted Shino. One medic put Kiba on their back. They all took off back to Konoha to help the injured. XXX. Naruto moved quickly through the trees as he chased Sasuke. He prepared himself for battle as he was pretty sure that Sasuke was going to ignore that order from the Kagaya. He saw it in his eyes. Sasuke wanted to kill him badly. Well, if the bastard wanted his life, he was going to have to come and take it. That's when he heard his voice. Fire style. Fireball jutsu. Sasuke shouted. Naruto quickly dodged over the coming fireball and launched 3 shuriken at the ground. Ninja art. Shuriken shadow clone jutsu. Naruto shouted. The 3 turned into many and littered the ground with steel. Naruto felt someone coming from his left and twisted in midair to launch one of his air blades. Sasuke was forced to dodge. Naruto landed and pushed off a tree. He slammed his shoulder into Sasuke's gut and drove out of the trees. Sasuke growled and threw his knee, which caught Naruto in the face. Naruto flipped out of his fall and landed on the ground. Sasuke did the same and the two ended up facing each other. I figured that you would have attacked me sooner or later. You should have listened to that guy and kept on running. Naruto said while wiping the side of his face. You and I have unfinished business, loser. Before I go to Orochimaru, I'm going to finish our fight and leave your dead corpse for Kakashi to collect. Sasuke said. That's not going to happen. You're going back to Konoha and face the chopping block. I'm taking you back, Sasuke, because you're a traitor and you must be dealt with. Naruto said. I'm not the traitor. Konoha is the traitor. They held me back from avenging my family. I was the rookie of the year, the best of the best, and I fell short to you. That shouldn't have happened, and I refused to stay in that weak village so that they could take away my ambitions. Sasuke roared. Listen to you bitch and complain. You were the village's golden boy. Any Jonin would have given everything to train you, but you wanted to be alone. You wanted to keep all your anger and rage pent up and allow it drive you. How did that work out for you, Sasuke? Your brother beat you ass without sweating. Don't you get it yet? Every ninja in Konoha fights for something to protect, not some petty revenge. You keep thinking that way and you'll never improve. Naruto lectured. Enough, I don't want to hear your damn mouth. You know nothing. Sasuke roared. All I know is that this will be your final warning. You surrender now or I will beat your ass to the point that you can't move and drag you back. Naruto threatened. I'll like to see you try, Naruto. Sasuke. The two sped off toward each other. Their fight was about to begin. I agree. I believe you should go to the next level as well. The demon fox said. You think that it will be enough? Naruto asked. Oh, it'll be enough. He said with a smirk. Naruto crossed his arms and began to unleash his chakra. Red chakra poured out of Naruto, looking like boiling liquid. It covered Naruto, sprouting 2 ears and a single tail. Naruto's features had changed as well, his eyes now red, his whisker marks more pronounced, his nails like claws and his fangs like canines. Sasuke looked at Naruto with shock and awe. It changed into a sneer as it looked like Naruto had a special power as well. You think that you're special, loser? I'll show you just how special you are. Sasuke roared. He flapped his wings and charged at Naruto. Naruto did the same, charging at Sasuke, blasting water away from him. The two meet in the middle and slammed their fists together. XXX. Kakashi was running, saving as much chakra as he could. He had re-summoned Pakun to get him to Naruto and Sasuke. The little pug informed him that they were close, but he didn't need the pug to tell him that. He could feel the chakra coming from the valley of the end. He definitely recognized the chakra of the 9 tails. It would mean that Sasuke had used the second form of the curse mark. He had to hurry. While he confident in Naruto's use of the 9 tails chakra, it had only been a week worth of training with him and Jiraiya keeping tabs on it. He prayed that Naruto could hold on until he got there. XXX. There were loud explosions vibrating off the valley walls. 2 blurs were moving toward and away from each other. Sasuke stopped himself in midair and used the valley wall to propel him toward Naruto. Naruto jumped over the charge and thrust his arm forward, releasing a large chakra arm. It grabbed Sasuke's legs and stopped him. Naruto swung him and slammed him into the valley wall. He raised him again and slammed into the ground. Sasuke grunted and spat out some blood. Naruto tossed him into the air and jumped after him. He wrapped his thigh around his neck and slammed 2 elbows to his forehead. Sasuke recovered enough to throw Naruto off and grab him. He dove toward the ground and tossed Naruto like a dart, slamming him into the ground. Sasuke hovered in midair and waited for the dust to settle. Fire style. Fireball jutsu. A large ball of fire shot up and consumed a surprised Sasuke. Sasuke fell to the ground and began to roll, trying to put out the flames. The dust settled and Naruto pushed himself to his feet. He held his shoulder, which was dislocated from the fall. He had ignored the injury and willed his dislocated arm to form hand seals for the jutsu. He was regretting it now as his arm was now useless. He looked at the smoking form that Sasuke. He was moving as well, which made him sigh. Sasuke struggled to get to his feet. He couldn't believe what the loser just did to him. He had burns all over his body. His clothes were 60% gone. He could smell his flesh and was in immense pain. He glared at Naruto, who was standing as well. He cursed this loser to the depths of hell for all that he done to him. He was denying him power, power that he needed, power that he deserved. He angrily forced his chakra to his hand. Black lightning arced off his hand and shrieked. With a roar, he charged at Naruto. Naruto held out his good arm and formed a purple-colored Rasengan. Naruto waited and watched as Sasuke threw his arm forward with the intent to kill him. Just as the jutsu was about to land, Naruto moved, twisting in midair. Naruto winced as the Chidori cut his back, but he pushed past it and twisted until he was behind Sasuke. He thrust the Rasengan into Sasuke's back and slammed him into the ground. Earth was uprooted as the jutsu grinded into Sasuke's back. Sasuke roared in pain as the jutsu tore into his back. Naruto kept pushing but realized that he would have killed Sasuke if he continued. While he would have been in the right to kill Sasuke, he would allow Konoha decide his fate. He stopped his technique and stepped away, disengaging the Nine Tails chakra. He fell to the ground on his butt. He looked at Sasuke and nudged him with his foot. Sasuke did not move and Naruto let out a sigh of relief. That is what Kakashi arrived to see. He looked down into the crater and was surprised at the destruction of the Valley of End. He appeared next to Naruto and checked him over. After seeing that he wasn't dying any time, he looked at Naruto with an eye smile. So, how's life as a Chunin so far? He asked. Naruto just glared at him. He would have given him the finger but he was too tired. Kakashi just smiled and secured Sasuke. There was a huge crowd at the Konoha Stadium. It was filled with the shinobi of the village who were dressed in red. It was the color that they wore when one of their traitors was about to be executed. On the grounds, a chained Sasuke was on his knees. On either side of him, Tsunade and Jiraiya stood. They would be the executioners of the last Uchiha. Even the genin were allowed to see this death. The only ones who were not there was Shino, Tenten, Sakura and Choji as they were still healing and Sakura was not allowed. Naruto sat next to Kakashi. His arm was in a sling and his back was still stinging. It didn't take the Jonin long to return to Konoha with Naruto and Sasuke. He ran into two medics who didn't have much to do to either boy. Upon his arrival, Naruto was rushed to the hospital while Sasuke was sent to a prison medic ward. Tsunade placed him under tight security, two teams of Anbu and Ibiki's squad. Inoichi sucked whatever jutsu and secrets out of his head while he was being taken care of. Naruto was seen by Tsunade who immediately congratulated him on his mission's success. He asked about the other and she informed him that they were all going to survive. While she was doing that, Masumi attempted to get Sasuke free by going to the fire daimyo. Unlucky for her, Tsunade had already assumed that she would do that. She sent word to the fire daimyo. The man was applauded by Masumi's actions. She was quickly dismissed and told her that Sasuke would die within the week. When she returned, she was taken by the Anbu and brought before Tsunade. She was not happy and dismissed Masumi from the council. Masumi was also charged for undermining the Hokage and had most of her assets taken away. Tsunade managed to get everything set up for the execution within the week. She had her Anbu guard the stadium in case someone tried to save him. It was unlikely but she was not going to take that chance. Shinobi of the Leaf Village, we are here to witness the death of a ninja who disrespected the will of fire. He spat on our ways and deemed us weak. He has seen that we are not weak and we are even more united. This traitor will now pay the price and it will be a message to any who do not respect the will of fire that our ancestors built this village upon. Tsunade said loudly to everyone. She looked at Jiraiya who nodded. They both bit into their hands and smeared a little blood on their palms. Summoning jutsu. They shouted. From out of the smoke, Gamabunta and Katsuyu appeared. Sasuke looked at the two summonses that towered over him. They looked down at him and for the first time in a week, Sasuke actually felt fear. When he woke up, he was in chains. He looked up to see that he was in a cell, guarded by Anbu, Konoha Anbu. He realized that he had lost to Naruto and was now going to be placed back in prison. He was already thinking of ways to escape when Tsunade entered his cell. She didn't say anything and just held a piece of paper in his face. It was an execution order, his execution order, with the seal of the fire daimyo. Tsunade just smiled at him and left him in the cell as he raged about avenging his clan. Now looking at the two beasts, he realized that it was at an end. He would not kill his brother, he would not avenge his clan. He was going to die and he was scared. Tsunade looked at Jiraiya. Let the execution begin, Tsunade exclaimed. Jiraiya did some seal and Gamabunta's cheeks puffed up. Fire style. Toad flame bomb. Jiraiya called out. There was a small scream that came from the fire but it was quickly gone. The genin in the crowd winced a bit as it was a brutal way to die. After a while, the fire died down and there was nothing more than bones. That was until Katsuyu spat a glob of acid onto the ashes and the bones. It quickly melted the skeleton and destroyed any DNA of Sasuke. It was truly the end for Sasuke Uchiha. With the deed done, everyone filed out of the stadium to go home and reflect on what they had just witnessed. Hiding in the shadows, an old man watched with narrowed eyes. While he thought that the boy deserved his faith, he cursed at the chance to put him under his control. He would have made sure that the boy would have been loyal to the village. Still, he could not get to him with all the security, and Tsunade probably would have recognized a switch. It was a waste of talent. He turned to leave, feeling kind of bad for another Uchiha. He had chosen wrong in his plan to bring honor back to the Uchiha. XXX. Itachi sat alone, overlooking the water. He had just gotten word of his brother's demise. He sighed and shed a single tear for his failure of a brother. He was supposed to bring the clan back from their corruption. It seems that he had miscalculated just how much Sasuke would have fallen. He mourned his brother's death in silence and prayed that he would be with their mother and father. XXX. It was a week since the death of Sasuke and everyone was getting back to normal. At the gates, a young pink-haired girl had just exited the village of Leaf Village. Her eyes were red, her hair disheveled and her face a mess. Sakura attempted to get into the stadium to see the execution and stop it. However, because of her second time in jail and dismissal from the academy, she had no business being there. She tried to force her way in and was sent back in jail. She cried and cried until she could no longer. She was later bailed out by her parents, but she did not thank them or hug them. She didn't even care about the fact that they were having another child. Her love was dead and it was this entire village's fault. She refused to stay in the village that killed her only one true love. She filled out the paperwork and had all of her skills as a ninja removed. She grabbed what little money she had, packed her things and left the village. As she walked away from the village, thoughts grew in her head. Her thoughts were not friendly. She was plotting her revenge for Sasuke. She was going to get everyone that had a hand in his death. Itachi, the Leaf Village, Naruto, Ino, she was going to get them all. It might take months, it might take years, but she was going to do it. She would kill them all to appease Sasuke in the afterlife. Yes, Sakura Haruno will see them all pay. She was now an avenger and she will not stop until it is over. XXX. Naruto was packing his stuff. He stopped for a while and looked around his apartment. He wouldn't be seeing it for 3 years. Apparently the Akatsuki decided to take a break and went underground. Jiraiya told him that they would be using the time to train and grow stronger. It was a great opportunity, but he was sad that he would not be seeing any of his friends for that long. It was a difficult decision, but he needed to be strong enough to fight these guys. He finished his packing and shouldered his pack. He gave his apartment one more look before exiting. He arrived at the front gates and was surprised to see all his friends and teachers. He walked up to the group with a shocked look on his face. "What are you guys doing here?" Naruto asked. "We came to send you off. I know that you will do great under Jiraiya's tutelage," Uruka said. "We also have some gifts for you," Kakashi said. Each team handed Naruto something that he could use on his training mission. He received hugs from the females and well wishes from the guys. After everyone gave him some words, he and Jiraiya began their trek out into the world. Naruto got a few steps before turning back and looked at everyone. "In 3 years, I'll be back and I'll be Hokage before you know it," Naruto shouted and gave everyone a thumbs up. They all cheered at Naruto, who just grinned. He made his way back to Jiraiya, his new journey about to begin. There was a huge crowd at the Konoha Stadium. It was filled with the shinobi of the village who were dressed in red. It was the color that they wore when one of their traitors was about to be executed. On the grounds, a chained Sasuke was on his knees. On either side of him, Tsunade and Jiraiya stood. They would be the executioners of the last Uchiha. Even the genin were allowed to see this death. The only ones who were not there was Shino, Tenten, Sakura and Choji, as they were still healing and Sakura was not allowed. Naruto sat next to Kakashi. His arm was in a sling and his back was still stinging. It didn't take the Jonin long to return to Konoha with Naruto and Sasuke. He ran into 2 medics who didn't have much to do to either boy. Upon his arrival, Naruto was rushed to the hospital while Sasuke was sent to a prison medic ward. Tsunade placed him under tight security, 2 teams of Anbu and Ibiki's squad. Inoichi sucked whatever jutsu and secrets out of his head while he was being taken care of. Naruto was seen by Tsunade, who immediately congratulated him on his mission's success. He asked about the other and she informed him that they were all going to survive. While she was doing that, Masumi attempted to get Sasuke free by going to the fire daimyo. Unlucky for her, Tsunade had already assumed that she would do that. She sent word to the fire daimyo. The man was applauded by Masumi's actions. She was quickly dismissed and told her that Sasuke would die within the week. When she returned, she was taken by the Anbu and brought before Tsunade. She was not happy and dismissed Masumi from the council. Masumi was also charged for undermining the Hokage and had most of her assets taken away. Tsunade managed to get everything set up for the execution within the week. She had her Anbu guard the stadium in case someone tried to save him. It was unlikely, but she was not going to take that chance. Shinobi of the Leaf Village, we are here to witness the death of a ninja who disrespected the will of fire. He spat on our ways and deemed us weak. He has seen that we are not weak and we are even more united. This traitor will now pay the price, and it will be a message to any who do not respect the will of fire that our ancestors built this village upon. Tsunade said loudly to everyone. She looked at Jiraiya, who nodded. They both bit into their hands and smeared a little blood on their palms. Summoning jutsu, they shouted. From out of the smoke, Gamabunta and Katsuyu appeared. Sasuke looked at the 2 summonses that towered over him. They looked down at him, and for the first time in a week, Sasuke actually felt fear. When he woke up, he was in chains. He looked up to see that he was in a cell, guarded by Anbu, Konoha Anbu. He realized that he had lost to Naruto and was now going to be placed back in prison. He was already thinking of ways to escape when Tsunade entered his cell. She didn't say anything and just held a piece of paper in his face. It was an execution order, his execution order, with the seal of the fire daimyo. Tsunade just smiled at him and left him in the cell as he raged about avenging his clan. Now looking at the 2 beasts, he realized that it was at an end. He would not kill his brother, he would not avenge his clan. He was going to die and he was scared. Tsunade looked at Jiraiya. Let the execution begin, Tsunade exclaimed. Jiraiya did some seal and Gamabunta's cheeks puffed up. Fire style. Toad flame bomb. Jiraiya called out. There was a small scream that came from the fire, but it was quickly gone. The genin in the crowd winced a bit as it was a brutal way to die. After a while, the fire died down and there was nothing more than bones. That was until Katsuyu spat a glob of acid onto the ashes and the bones. It quickly melted the skeleton and destroyed any DNA of Sasuke. It was truly the end for Sasuke Uchiha. With the deed done, everyone filed out of the stadium to go home and reflect on what they had just witnessed. Hiding in the shadows, an old man watched with narrowed eyes. While he thought that the boy deserved his faith, he cursed at the chance to put him under his control. He would have made sure that the boy would have been loyal to the village. Still, he could not get to him with all the security, and Tsunade probably would have recognized a switch. It was a waste of talent. He turned to leave, feeling kind of bad for another Uchiha. He had chosen wrong in his plan to bring honor back to the Uchiha. XXX. Itachi sat alone, overlooking the water. He had just gotten word of his brother's demise. He sighed and shed a single tear for his failure of a brother. He was supposed to bring the clan back from their corruption. It seems that he had miscalculated just how much Sasuke would have fallen. He mourned his brother's death in silence and prayed that he would be with their mother and father. XXX. It was a week since the death of Sasuke and everyone was getting back to normal. At the gates, a young pink-haired girl had just exited the village of Leaf Village. Her eyes were red, her hair disheveled and her face a mess. Sakura attempted to get into the stadium to see the execution and stop it. However, because of her second time in jail and dismissal from the academy, she had no business being there. She tried to force her way in and was sent back in jail. She cried and cried until she could no longer. She was later bailed out by her parents, but she did not thank them or hug them. She didn't even care about the fact that they were having another child. Her love was dead and it was this entire village's fault. She refused to stay in the village that killed her only one true love. She filled out the paperwork and had all of her skills as a ninja removed. She grabbed what little money she had, packed her things and left the village. As she walked away from the village, thoughts grew in her head. Her thoughts were not friendly. She was plotting her revenge for Sasuke. She was going to get everyone that had a hand in his death. Itachi, the Leaf Village, Naruto, Ino, she was going to get them all. It might take months, it might take years, but she was going to do it. She would kill them all to appease Sasuke in the afterlife. Yes, Sakura Haruno will see them all pay. She was now an Avenger and she will not stop until it is over. XXX. Naruto was packing his stuff. He stopped for a while and looked around his apartment. He wouldn't be seeing it for 3 years. Apparently the Akatsuki decided to take a break and went underground. Jiraiya told him that they would be using the time to train and grow stronger. It was a great opportunity, but he was sad that he would not be seeing any of his friends for that long. It was a difficult decision, but he needed to be strong enough to fight these guys. He finished his packing and shouldered his pack. He gave his apartment one more look before exiting. He arrived at the front gates and was surprised to see all his friends and teachers. He walked up to the group with a shocked look on his face. "What are you guys doing here?" Naruto asked. "We came to send you off. I know that you will do great under Jiraiya's tutelage," Uruka said. "We also have some gifts for you," Kakashi said. Each team handed Naruto something that he could use on his training mission. He received hugs from the females and well wishes from the guys. After everyone gave him some words, he and Jiraiya began their trek out into the world. Naruto got a few steps before turning back and looked at everyone. "In 3 years, I'll be back and I'll be Hokage before you know it," Naruto shouted and gave everyone a thumbs up. They all cheered at Naruto, who just grinned. He made his way back to Jiraiya, his new journey about to begin.